It's on days like this where I sit back and I think, well, no one can tell the future. Maybe that's why it's such a great adventure here on this lovely place we call Earth. This waterlogged rock we all know and love. This video is gonna be unscripted. It's a little different from my other videos. Oh, I guess I should start out by saying thank you to Reformed Stoic for reviewing my video and sending some subscribers my way. That was really awesome, and I appreciate all of the constructive criticism. I learned a lot from your review, to be honest, and I will be changing a little bit in my videos because of some of the suggestions you made, so thank you for that. But yeah. Let's see. Gosh, how do I start talking? Without a script, I'm lost. I'm lost without a script, honestly. It doesn't help that I'm having a foggy, fucked up day. Probably one of the worst days of my life again. Wonderful. At this point, I'm so used to getting kicked while I'm down that it's like, okay, what's next? I mean, what's next? I mean, goodness. Yeah, so, channel update. Well, videos going forward will be a little bit infrequent. I'll still upload regularly, but, oh my god, all the long pauses. I'm noticing all the long pauses I'm making, but guys, I'm having a bad day. Ugh, god. You know what? Fuck it. I need drugs. I can't. Oh. Yeah, so my husband divorced me today. I'm relatively sure his health is worse than he's let on. And yeah. He divorced me today, so that was something. It just seems like sometimes this world just kicks you when you're down. I think I've said that before. I know, super intelligent observation there. It's just as if we all haven't had that kick to the gut from time to time. But now, I don't know, you know, 14 years thrown out the window. Ouch. That's pain. Ouch. That's sticking the knife in and breaking it off. That's Dr. Seuss level evil. The reason I don't read Dr. Seuss to my daughter is because he abandoned his wife, who is terminally ill, and had an affair and left her for another woman. She committed suicide. So I don't read Dr. Seuss to my daughter. I find that sometimes, you know, a person's deeds are so cruel, it's just not really worth not worth sharing it, you know, not worth sharing their work, so to speak. I mean, no one's really at a loss when they miss out on Dr. Seuss. Those rhymes were terrible anyway. But, at least my husband wants to remain friends and work together to raise our daughter. That's really great. But it still hurts. So, yeah. So I guess the channel update is just, going forward, uploads will be a little bit less frequent. Yeah. I'm just really sad. I'm tired. But, it's just one of those things, you know? I remember when I first married my husband, I was 19 years old, and the marriage was somewhat arranged because I'm from a Christian, traditional, draconian, backwoodsy type of Christianity. I was very lucky to have like a really nice, good father for the most part, and he helped me find a really nice husband. But you know, his alcohol addiction has just destroyed his body. He has degenerative disc disease, which causes him extreme pain, and that's basically where the cartilage between all your joints disappears, and so your joints are just grinding joint against joint until your bones crack and fracture and all this. And so my ex-husband, I should get used to saying that, I guess, damn, has degenerative disc disease and uses alcohol to, you know, manage the pain, because the US government has illegalized methadone and other opium-based pain relievers for people that have these kinds of diseases. And now a lot of these people, like my husband, are drinking themselves to death. My husband went to the hospital 3 or 4 years ago with a sepsis infection in a coma. He almost died 2 or 3 times. He went back into a coma twice after that because of the drinking. It was killing his liver, causing a sepsis infection. And, you know, just over and over, it's like... And you know what gets me, right? And this is going to be a rambly video. Like I said, it's not scripted. My brain is mush. I'm not writing a script. Like, no, there's no way. You know what's fucked is the methadone wasn't even a problem for my ex-husband. It was helping him move and keep his weight off, and he was fine. He was healthy. He was active and doing things in his retirement, and yeah, it's just... And now that the US government has basically taken methadone away, they're pulling it away from doctors and patients. A lot of people are dying. And it's like a silent genocide. And that's part of what I talked about in my first video. There's a sad truth that we are very powerless here. In this world, I think, and this is just my opinion, right? And my feeling, I guess. I think we're all given a struggle to endure. We're wronged and we're treated badly for a reason. And I believe it's because when we go home, and we do go home, death is but a doorway. When we grow old and die, we go home, and in that home is our Father in heaven, and he knows what's going on. And I think that we are immortal beings. We have souls, and we're here in this temporal realm with a timer on our life. You know, we lived 99 years, and we're pushed through trials, and we endure wrongdoings because we can live forever after this earthly death. If we live forever, right? If you're a child and you're just born as an immortal being, and you're allowed to just run rampant through eternity with no training or raising at all, what would happen? It would be entirely destructive. And so I think that's the purpose of Earth and all of this pain, is for us as immortal beings to have a restricted space to interact with one another in the way in which we desire. Because throughout my life, I've noticed that none of the bad things that happened to me came from God. Not one of them. You know, God allows it, but it was always someone else, you know. Someone else burned down my childhood home when I was 19. You know, My father passed away because he had an addiction as well, an addiction problem. My mother passed away from seizures because she was given brain damage by her mother. She was horribly abused and beaten. And so both my parents died when my father was 50 and my mother was 52. And I lost them. My father died 3 weeks after I married my husband 14 years ago when I was 19. And I'm 32 years old now. What a life. But all that bad stuff, it never came from God. And whenever I watched other people go through bad stuff and they'd say, oh, why is God doing this to me? It was never really God. It was always somebody here in the temporal, earthly realm fucking with you. Every fucking time. And it's almost an insult to blame God for that. Because he only wants good things for us. I believe that, going forward in life is very important and not giving up. Because there are all these long, sweeping, just adventures to go on, and if you can get in that mode of mind, it's just the best. But yeah, the world is hard. Boy, this is the most depressing channel update ever. I'm sorry. I mean, I don't mean to dump on you guys, but this is just my life right now. Fucking depressing. Yeah, I don't know what to say. Yeah, I don't know what else to say, really. Going forward, uploads will be a little bit more spread out, still pretty regular. I don't really have a regular uploading schedule, but, yeah, anyway. Yeah, my brain is just mush. It's just mush, so it'll be a week or two till my next video, 'cause I just need time to heal. I'll be fine. I'm just really, really, really tired. I think a lot of people are just really, really fucking tired right now. I know it's not just me. I mean, we live in a country where our government can tell doctors to stop prescribing pain pills to people. Really think about that. That's such an invasion of our privacy. We don't even get bodily autonomy in the United States. It's just, I mean, how are there not more American terrorists at this point? Holy shit, like what? Is there fluoride in the water? Is Alex Jones right? How am I so angry and so sad? And so many other people just seem to be on autopilot, don't they? I mean, is it just me? Or are they all on fucking autopilot? It's just painful and tiresome. And it's something just so fucking dark that it's, yeah, my brain is mush. I mean, I don't know what else to say except this is real, it's unscripted, and I'm just having the worst time of it. 2023 is not my year. It's not my year. It's only been 4 months. We're only 4 months into this crap. What the fuck? Time for more devil's lettuce. I'm sorry. Sobriety is for the strong. If you can quit marijuana, more power to you. For sure. For sure. But yeah, I'm just tired, And I notice whenever you start to get a headwind in life and you start to get ahead, and get a goal in mind, that's when all this crazy bullshit happens. Oh, your dog died while it was raining. Oh, your pickup truck broke down in the rain and rolled over your only son. Oh, your house got struck by lightning 7 times and burned down 5. You know why? Fuck you, that's why. It's like as soon as you start to get shit in order and start to go toward a point of synergy of what you believe you need to thrive as a soul, that's when it's like the demons start screaming or something. Like the world is just like, wait, stop, she's starting to be happy. Oh! Fuck. But yeah, it feels like that sometimes, doesn't it, guys? I mean, I can't be the only one. When you start to get ahead a little bit, you start to get your groove going, just a monkey wrench gets thrown in the wheels, And I have this, I'm starting to become more resilient to this kind of loss, I'm starting to become much more resilient to it. But it's still annoying. It's still annoying, honestly. If I could live my dream life right now, I would be in the middle of the woods, alone, with my daughter, doing art, just alone. I'm kind of tired of all humanity. My daughter's cool, but that's probably because the apple doesn't fall too far from the tree. I can tell she's a free soul too. But yeah, it's like we're in a country of people who are okay with being controlled and they never fight back. And I understand revolution and war is not the right way. I get that. It's very bloody. It's a lie. But sometimes I do ask, when is enough enough? It's very hard to live here. I am thinking about moving out of the country. All my female friends have already done it. I mean, it would be easier, wouldn't it, just to leave? Maybe I will. I've always wanted to go see castles and cathedrals. I should go to France and look at all the cathedrals before the Muslims burn them down. Why not? I find that my obligations have now been opened up to new possibilities. So you see, even though I'm getting just fucking gut kicked, I'm not gonna give up. I'm gonna make something of my life. I don't want to be rich. I don't want to be anything important. I would just like to be comfortable in the woods, alone with my daughter. And maybe a few friends. I don't know. I'm getting pretty tired of humanity. I can't be the only one. Just all the people nowadays, you talk to them and it's like they don't even hear what you have to say. They only talk about television shows constantly, over and over. And I'm sorry, TV is not that fucking interesting. I haven't had mainstream television for a long time. I only watch anime, and I watch obscure old television shows and movies. I watch Star Trek, I watch Attack on Titans, I watch Dragon Ball Z, all the classic animes, and I don't talk about them that much. They're not super fucking interesting. It's a fucking cartoon. It's great. You can learn some wonderful lessons from it. But that's not my only conversation piece and topic. These people, they only talk about TV. Fuck. Yeah, and I guess that's because it's the safe option. and most people want the safe option. And that grinds my fucking gears, because it's like the mentality of a slave. Don't punish me anymore, daddy government. Don't hit me anymore, daddy government. Like, it's so annoying. I don't know. Like, I won't talk about it, daddy government. I won't talk politics or anything. Oh. And we're so fucking polarized. This whole country is always fighting. But the people here are just fucking nuts. It's not like it used to be. I remember pre 9/11, people were normal. Before the Twin Towers were destroyed, people were normal. And I say that and people go, oh yeah, times have changed. No. Something fucking happened. Full fucking stop. Something happened that day. It was right after, it was at the end of the 90s, it was before the internet became a thing, before the phone put the internet in the hands of every single solitary human, right? Before this time, during this time, mostly only nerds and businessmen had computers, and there was not really a social media in the sense that we have it now. There was no TikTok, there was no Vine, there was no MySpace or Facebook or Twitter or Gab or anything. It was different. The digital landscape was different. And the people were different because of that. They were normal. They were fucking normal. And then the Twin Towers fell. And for a couple of months, everybody was super patriotic. Everybody was coming together, trying to help each other. But it was almost like there was this feeling in the air. I was about 11 years old, I think. I could be totally wrong. Math is not. Me and math, never, no. But I was a child. I was in school when I saw it. And it was the first time a lot of Americans saw anybody die on television or the internet. We were innocent in a strange way, right? Which is a funny thing to say, but we kind of were. We were not desensitized to death as we are today. Nowadays, you watch a horror film, you watch somebody's eye get ripped out and shit like that. You did not see that in horror films before the 90s, really, except for like slasher films, which were a genre that was not very popular at the time. Because people were innocent. They didn't want to see that shit. Who would voluntarily go and get traumatized? Not many back then. People were normal. And then, about a year or two after the Twin Towers fell, there was this feeling in the air of tenseness before it snapped, before the unification broke, right? There was a kind of patriotic unification happening right after 9/11, about a year. I call it the honeymoon period before the shit hit the fucking fan. But something snapped, something just in the collective consciousness of our people, something spiritually snapped. It was like we all realized we could be touched. We all realized, oh, wars can come to American soil. They can level our cities just like we level theirs, and just like we did in the war. And it was a wake-up call in a weird way, but it changed people. It made them more cutthroat. It slowly, they started to become less merciful. It was like the fear and the trauma of that experience. And TSA at the airports, security at the airports became a thing. Before, you could just get on an airplane like it was a bus. Like a Greyhound bus. You could walk up, show your ticket, be like, I'm going on this aeroplane because I like getting in screaming metal tubes and shooting through the sky. Here's my ticket, ma'am. And they'd take your fucking ticket, and you get on the plane. There was no security. They wouldn't pat you down, There was no TSA. There was no security checkpoint at airports before 9/11. At least not in the way we have them now. I mean, I'm a woman that wears dresses, and I get patted down every fucking time I go to the airport. I don't get that. The dude in the turban gets to leave, but my dress gets groped. Okay, whatever. Anyway. But, all these changes came. Security cameras were put up everywhere. The Patriot Act was pushed, and this was a big one. I remember being so fucking confused because I was creeped out when I realized how retarded people were when they were in the thrall of fear, right? So the Patriot Act, I remember reading it. I sat down I think I was 13 at the time. I was young. I sat down and I read the Patriot Act, because they write it down, and nobody else read it. Huge invasion of privacy. One of the biggest reasons we've lost so much of our personal sovereignty over ourselves and our bodies in this country. It's one of the reasons our government can dictate so many things they couldn't dictate before. The Patriot Act was utter fucking treason. And I remember talking to people, and I say, have you read this Patriot Act? And they're like, oh yeah, it's gonna be great. This is gonna really protect us. I'm like, no, wait, have you fucking read it? And they'd be like, what are you talking about? What's in it that's that bad? And I told them, like, they're going to surveil you. They're going to tap your phones without a warrant and all this other stuff. They're going to be able to do all these things. And they're like, well, and this was the response every time for about 2 years while this, or however many months this was being deliberated. This was the normal response from the NPC idiots. Well, if you've got nothing to hide, you shouldn't care that they're watching you. And now we're all being fucking watched. Like, the Amazon Alexa is a monitoring device because it's legal. And I told them, back when this was happening, I said, you realize they could implement technology to surveil you all the time, and it would be legal now. Well, they can't do that. There is a phone in your fucking house connected to a fucking server. Your phone is a monitoring device. Your home phone, Mr. America, is a monitoring device. Your cell phone is one. And they would just look at me like, well, the government would never just listen for no reason. It was very creepy. Very fucking weird. And these are the people that are supposed to be free and liberated. And these were right-wing Christian people. I'm from that sphere, I'm from hillbilly land. It was just so fucking weird. Everyone just believed the television, and they were just repeating what the TV said. The TV anchor women and anchormen on television would say the same phrase over and over. They would say, the Patriot Act will secure our freedom, something like that. It was like a slogan, and you would see it on every channel. It was so fucking creepy, and no one else noticed it, but they would all repeat it like robots. And I remember realizing, before I knew what brainwashing was, that my loved ones were brainwashed, and so was I. Like, there's no reason I was an exception to it. Doubt every thought, doubt every feeling, examine and interrogate everything you believe and make sure it's true. Are you sure you're correct? Are you sure? That's the best way to go about life in this country, because everyone is lying. Everyone is lying here. Everyone is mistreating each other. And so you have to kind of dodge around and, keep your fucking footing. And yeah, I'm super sad. I know I'm rambling about random shit, but my brain sort of goes into random shit. Hence why most of my videos are scripted. I'm a rambly person. But I believe it is all interconnected in some ways. My weird rambles. It's always these kind of people that want to be safe who hurt you the most. People who like to take risks, who, get a rush out of doing something risky. Those are the people that will always have your fucking back. You know? These people, I call them domesticated humans. NPCs, vampires. The vampire analogy is so apt because it's not like they can't stop being a vampire. There's always a cure. And sometimes the cure is being dragged into the light, you know? Drag him into the light. Roar the truth. Tell the truth. Let him scream. Let him hiss. Parasites. Parasites. Honestly. There's so many people that just treat others badly, you know? You would think parasites would be friendly, right? They rely on you to survive. You'd think they wouldn't be so fucking horrible. But there is that kind of person that just wants to be kept safe, and they are parasitical in nature. They're vampiric, and they have no love. If you want to be kept safe and nothing else, there's nothing wrong with wanting to be safe, right? But if that comes at the expense of doing the right thing, it's evil. You should always be okay with taking risks, you know? When my home burned down, my childhood home burned down, I was 19 years old. I had never lost anything before in my life, and then I lost everything. And then, a month later, 3 weeks into my marriage to my husband, my ex-husband, sorry. Jeez, I gotta get used to saying that. My father died. So then I did lose everything. And I realized, as long as my father was alive, I did have everything, right? Because we are everything. Every single thing you have and could ever want and could ever desire, it kind of surrounds the people that you love, doesn't it? Losing a house and all your childhood items and all the wealth you've built, that's one thing. Losing a father is losing everything. It's very difficult, you know, without the wisdom of your elders. And part of me thinks, because I am kind of a Machiavellian crazy person, part of me thinks the United States government, you know, they used to do this with opium too. Opium went through this phase that methadone is going through, and it was always, they would sell it, start wars over it, sell it, give it out to the American people, prescribe it, and then they would say, you know what, a certain amount of you are overdosing. They don't care about alcohol overdoses. You ever notice that? Isn't that funny? More people die from alcohol than many other types of drugs. Really interesting. They never care about that. They never care about car wrecks. You should take everybody's car away, you know? They only seem to care about people taking pain relief. Well, who takes pain relief? Ex-war veterans that are missing limbs. Well, they'll take methadone. Elders, middle-aged people with degenerative disc disease, which is a genetic condition, they take pain pills like that. Cancer patients take pills like that occasionally. Some major surgeries require it. And some part of my brain, some evil part of my brain is like, you know, if they really want to depopulate us and kill us all, and I think that our elites do, you know, especially the politicians in the United States, because we just caught them on an island owned by some guy named Epstein doing things. And so I think that they're more motivated than ever before to wipe us out. But in kind of a soft genocide. And I think part of that is economic pressure. But I think another part of it is killing the elders, the veterans, right? And the weak and ill by taking away medications that are extremely addictive. They send out the medicine to get you hooked, and then they pull it away to kill a bunch of people en masse. And it's disconcerting. And methadone withdrawals can kill you. It'll kill you. So will opium withdrawals. And, you know, yeah, part of me thinks they just do it on purpose. I mean, if I was wanting to depopulate a Western country, that's what I would do. You want to get rid of the elders and the veterans. If you can get rid of a nation's wisdom, you can take its innocence. Because it's all about what they value. What do these people value? They don't value wisdom, right? They're evil. They value innocence. They want to take it, market it, and sell it. And they already kind of do. We live in a fucked up country. I remember I was in foster care for about a year when I was a kid, and it was horrible. It was horrible. On deaf ears. They don't care. NPCs don't care. They want to be safe. You see, human sacrifice never ended. It just changed form. It just changed form. I'm very happy that I have good friends, but you know, they're all over the place. They're far away. We're all the people that really get along and really vibe together, we're all spread super far apart. It's kind of interesting. It's almost like a challenge. It's like the world is mocking us in a funny way, you know, daring us to find the answers that we want. It's kind of what philosophy is. It's trying to find answers, find the core of the truth. But yeah, guys, this is totally a different, weird type of video. It's much more rambly and unfocused. And all that wonderful stuff. Yeah, I'm just having a bad time of it. It's just a moment, but a moment nonetheless, is it not? And I have no idea what's gonna happen going forward. No clue at all. But I do know I'm just really, really tired. I keep saying that, but I am very tired. And like I said, I'll be fine. I just need time to kind of get my head on straight. 'Cause after you're really sad, you get really foggy. And it's hard to think. It really is. And there's a reason for that. My father told me it's because you need time to process what's happened, time to grieve. That's probably true. Yeah, and thank you all for all the nice comments, and hello to my new subscribers. Welcome to the train wreck that is my channel and my life. Welcome to hell. I guess, I don't know. Hell can be a place, but it can also be a place inside your mind, you know? I'll just try to stay positive and focus on my art going forward. Expect in the future some sewing videos. I'll be showing you how I make my clothing. If you like, share, and subscribe, I would greatly appreciate it. No worries, this is not my normal form of content. if you did enjoy this kind of more organic, rambly type of style, just let me know. I know the subject matter was not super positive, but it is what it is, guys. It is what it is. I can't catch a fucking break. Like, it's almost fucking funny at this point. I'm sitting here and I'm like, what next? Are you coming for my firstborn? God, you know you can have my firstborn, but please no. Jesus. Yeah, I'm just tired. But it helps to make this kind of video and talk to people about it, because I know I'm not the only one going through just shit right now. Just shit. This is just shit. I know I'm not the only one. But yeah, thank you Reformed Stoic for reviewing my video, getting me a few new subscribers. It was really awesome. Thank you very much. And you know, I heard you say you don't have any friends in real life. Don't feel bad, you know. I don't either. People are fucking weird right now. I know it's not just me that sees it, okay? No one's judging you for not being friends with people who just talk about football and the latest TV show all day, every day. No one's blaming you. And honestly, like, it's so hard for people to make friends nowadays. Everyone's very dysfunctional, and so many of us have narcissistic family members, vampiric personality type of family members. I don't know. I just felt it when you said that. I'm like, yep, yeah, that's all of us right now. I think the only people that have friends are like assholes, you know? Because most people are just kind of mean right now lately. Like I said, after 9/11, the American people just got more mean. I don't know what it is. Like, I always say this and people think I'm like saying things changed after 9/11, like some vague statement, but no, like the consciousness, the overall attitude, the amicability of people in general has gotten worse. I mean, you can't even walk up to a stranger and introduce yourself without them giving you an awkward stare. That didn't used to happen. Things have changed. The environment has changed. The social environment is different now. There are not really any more bake sales or festivals or things, you know, not really. It's just hard to make friends. Where are you gonna make friends? Like, the bar is not a super great place because everyone's like wasted. Church can be good, but you run into some weirdos there sometimes. It is kind of, there's like, you could count how many places to meet other adults on like one hand in our society right now, which is not normal. We used to have skating rinks. We used to have, you know, drive-in movie theaters. We used to have, you know, bowling alleys everywhere. Like, we used to have malls that were not empty and dead. I mean, there used to be a lot more social activity in the United States before 9/11. So I don't know. It's not just you, bro. Everyone, you're not alone is all I'm saying. Like, I get it. I felt that in my soul when you said that. I was like, and I'll be your friend, dude. It's cool. We can argue about philosophy sometime. But yeah. And that's about it. That's all I really have to say. I am so fucking tired. I am so done. I'm gonna go take a nap, you guys. I'm gonna sleep for like a day.